So our next topic is measurement of fluid pressure. In different fields like chemical, petroleum, power industries, often we need to measure the fluid pressure. Various types of instruments are used to measure the fluid pressure, such as diaphragm, capsules, and bellows are used to monitor the fluid pressure. Specially designed strain gauges doped in diaphragms are generally used to measure the inlet manifold pressure in applications such as automobiles. So here you will see the measurement of fluid pressure by strain gauge. A typical arrangement of strain gauges on a diaphragm is used to measure the fluid pressure. The application of pressurized fluid displaces the diaphragm. This displacement is measured by the strain gauges in terms of radial or lateral strain. These strain gauges are connected to form the arms of a Wheatstone bridge. Here in this diagram, we can see the measurement of fluid pressure by using a diaphragm with strain gauge. So first here we can see this is a pipe where the fluid will be inletting, that is fluid pressure is created. Then we will set one diaphragm in the pipe and one strain gauge will be mounted on this. When the fluid will flow on the surface of the diaphragm, the strain gauge will monitor the lateral or radial strain of the fluid, and by this means we can measure the pressure of the fluid by using the diaphragm with a strain gauge. So next arrangement to measure the fluid pressure is capsule. Capsule is formed by combining two. So next type of arrangement to measure the fluid pressure is capsule. Capsule is formed by combining two corrugated diaphragms. It has enhanced sensitivity in comparison with that of diaphragms. Here in this diagram we can see the capsule. This is used to measure the fluid pressure. The next type of instrument is used to measure the fluid pressure is bellows. A stack of capsule is called as bellows. Bellows is used with the LVDT sensor to measure the fluid pressure in terms of change in resultant voltage across the secondary coil of LVDT. LVDT previously we have studied about that is linear variable differential transformer. In this figure we can see the bellows, and this is the arrangement of bellow with the LVDT. Whenever the fluid will be pressurized inside this pipe, it will pressurize the bellow, and due to that will push the iron rod or core which is placed in between the primary and secondary coil of LVDT. By this means we can measure the pressure of the fluid. So next type of sensor is orifice plate. It has a disc with a hole at its center through which the fluid will flows. The pressure difference is measured between a point equal to the diameter of the tube upstream and a point equal to the half of the diameter of the downstream. Orifice plate is very cheap, or we can say that is inexpensive and very simple in construction, and it has no moving parts. It exhibits non-linear behavior and does not work with slurries. It has an accuracy of plus or minus, that is 1.5%. Here we can see the construction of orifice plate. We Okay, this is a pipe where the fluid is flowing. In between that pipe, we will fix the orifice plate, and due to the fixing of orifice plate, the pressure of the fluid will change. Before the orifice plate, suppose it has the pressure P1, and after crossing the orifice plate, suppose it has the pressure P2. And due to this pressure difference, we can measure the flow of the liquid. Our next type of sensor is turbine flow meter. Turbine flow meter has an accuracy of plus or minus 0.3%. It has a multi-blade rotor mounted centrally in the pipe, along which the flow is to be measured. Here we can see the diagram and arrangement of the turbine flow meter. It has the typical arrangement of rotor and a magnetic pickup coil. The fluid flows. When the fluid flows inside the pipe, it will rotate the rotor. Accordingly, the magnetic pickup coil counts the number of magnetic pulses generated due to the distortion of magnetic field by the rotor blades. The angular velocity is proportional to the number of pulses, and the fluid flow is proportional to the angular velocity. Here we can see the schematic diagram of the turbine flow meter. This is a pipe, and inside this we will mount a turbine rotor blade. Whenever the fluid will strike on the blade of the turbine, then due to the force it will rotate, and that rotation will be calculated by this magnetic pickup coil due to the magnetic pulse generated. And by this means we can measure the flow of a fluid. Our next topic is fluid level. The level of fluid in a vessel or a container can be measured by two methods. First one, by directly monitoring the position of the liquid surface. And second method is by indirectly measuring some variable that is related to the height. Suppose we have some fluid inside a bottle or a pipe, and from which we can see the level of fluid from outside. Then we can directly measure the fluid level. Or suppose if we will float anything on the fluid, then we can measure the height of that floating things and we can measure the fluid level. But suppose inside a pipe, if any fluid is flowing or we are not able to see that from outside, then how to measure that one? For that means we have to go for measuring the level of fluid indirectly by measuring some quantity that is related to the height of fluid. Which type of quantity that is? Suppose like our pressure of fluid. As we know that pressure equal to rho GH, means rho is density of the fluid, G is the gravitational constant, H is the height of the fluid. If we are able to calculate the pressure of the fluid inside the pipe, then easily we can calculate the height of the fluid by getting that is H equal to P by rho G. So this is the indirect method of measuring the fluid level. So the direct measurement involves the use of floats. However, the indirect methods employed load cell. So potentiometer or LVDT sensor can be used along with the floats to measure the height of fluid column. Force sensed by the load cell is proportional to the height of the fluid column. Our next type of sensor are that is temperature and light sensor. So first we will discuss about temperature sensor. So in most of the field we have to measure the temperature. That temperature conveys the state of the mechanical system. in terms of expansion or contraction of solid, liquids or gases, or change in electrical resistance of the conductor or semiconductors and thermoelectric EMF. Temperature sensors such as bimetallic strips or thermocouples or thermistors are widely used in monitoring the manufacturing process such as casting, molding, metal cutting, etc. The construction details and principle of working of some of the temperature sensors are discussed in this section.